this series. Can't wait to see three houses get destroyed by two awesome runners. Good luck to
はい、
both runners.
ここからは、また引き続き司会進行は私ゼロ吉が担当いたします。よろしくお願いします。ここからは、デイリーリキャップフライデーということで、現地時間の金曜日の分の振り返りになります。一体ね、何がピックアップされるんでしょうね。
And with that, we'll be back in just a moment, right after this.
金曜日の分ですと、昨日ロックマンワールド2ですとか、いろいろありましたね。今日、日本時間の今朝、ブレワイもありましたし、そこら辺がピックアップされるのかな。先ほどありましたマイマイファイナルもすごいことになってましたし、いろいろ見どころがあったんじゃないかなと思います。で、まだちょっとデイリーリキャップが始まらなさそうなので、ちょっとイベント概要について、説明させていただきたいと思います。失礼。現在、ジャパンすいません、ちょっと喉が。現在、ジャパニーズリストリームでは海外オンライン RT イベントの、サマーゲームズダウンクイック2021の様子を公認で日本語ミラー配信をしております。サマーゲームズダウンクイック2021とはゲームズダウンクイックのチャンネルで行われるオンラインチャリティーイベントです。ゲームのやり込み要素の一つであるリアルタイムアタック、通称 RT を視聴していただくことで、寄付を募っています。今回集まった寄付金は国境なき医師団に寄付されます。国境なき医師団は独立、中立、公平な立場で医療・人道援助活動を行う民間非営利の国際団体となっております。また寄付と関連して特定のゲームへは高難易度への変更やエンディングの選択等が予定されており、各項目ごとに設定された目標金額を達成した際に行われます。また、投票金額を表に見立てたビットウォーによってキャラクター名や選択肢などが決定されることもあります。寄付、に対する、報酬は、公式とかのページを見ていただけると確認がいただけます。ちょうどね、ナイトボットさんが貼ってくれましたが、SGDQ2021 への寄付は、サイトから直接行うか GDQ の Twitch チャンネルへのビッツやサブスクを行うことでも可能となっております。また、イエティやファンゲーマーにて GDQ 公式グッズを購入することで間接的に寄付が可能です。で、直接の寄付は、カードによってはできないこともあるようですが、ご興味のある方はぜひ一度チャレンジしてみてはいかがでしょうか。で、ジャパニーズリストリームでは、このような海外のスピードなイベントを今後もミラー配信する予定ですので、Twitter や Twitch のフォローもよろしくお願いいたします。
Let's get to a few more of these donations. Pack One Kenobi donates $100 and says, totally hyped to see Billy Jr. 82 on the Bishi Bashi. Yet another arcade game he totally owns me on. I'm a squirrel.
でちょうど今、画面の方にザ・ビシバシアップグレードと 100% が表示されておりますけれども、目標金額へ、7割ぐらいというところですね。デイリーリキャップの次のゲームなんで、ちょっと間に合うかどうかがどうかなというところですね。
out of 20,000, which means we are 5,500 just about away from getting that upgrade. Let's make this happen, chat. You folks have been crushing it all night long. I want to keep that momentum going. Let's get some trains going. $5, $10, $25. Whatever you've got, I want to see it.
まだ向こうのセットアップがちょっと時間かかってるんですかね。
Already, and looks like I'm getting word that we are ready to go to tonight's daily recap. So, without further ado, take it away, Feasel, Kung Fu, and YKB.
切り替わりました。
Well, thank you very much. Hello, good evening, everyone. You're watching Summer Games Done Quick Online 2021. Hope you're all doing amazing. The runs today have been fantastic, and I am joined by Feasel and Yellow Killer B. What's up, you two?
Oh, how you doing?
Hi, hey. So this is actually going to be our final recap of the week because we are heading into the last day of the marathon. That's always, oh my gosh, it always just surprises me. It just,
Yeah.
I feel like it hits me all at once. Like, how did we get here so quickly?
Yeah, it went
flew
by
by.
like Sunday was like 2 seconds ago, and now
Yeah.
here we are.
I know.
How
It's,
did it happen?
yeah, just the other, I feel like it was like a couple hours ago. I was like, oh, it's still Wednesday. Like, we have so much time left. Yeah, it's so strange. So anyway, we wanted to go over like 10 of the clips that we thought would be awesome to share with you all that we thought were really cool. So we're gonna go over some clips and show you some runs that maybe you caught and loved and want to see again, or maybe you missed and you should definitely go back and see among all of the runs that you should watch all of. So we are gonna go ahead and start. I'll take the first one. Whenever I can see, yeah, let's go. Okay, cool.
お、プ
So
レイ
we're
ワ
gonna
イが
start
来
with,
ましたね。
recently we saw the Breath of the Wild run. I was talking with Johnny Boomer earlier this evening, and he did a fantastic all dungeons run. So we have some
ザ
really
ルフォ
great,
スを凍ら
super
せ
smooth
て
examples of bullet time bouncing. So whenever we can get that clip up,
飛んでいくと。
Well,
Johnny
the-
did it. What's
And the
that?
interesting thing about bullet time bouncing is wasn't it kind of a later trick that got introduced? Like
Yes.
as far as like when Breath of the Wild came out,
順位が表示されていませんが、
and stuff
ど
like
うなんで
that,
しょう
and like
ね。
bullet time bouncing didn't really come into play until a little bit later in like the speedruns,
Right.
life, which was interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So we had yeah, there was like bomb bouncing and there were, and there's like stasis launching. But here's a really good example of the bullet time bounce happening. This
で、
is
そ
I'm
こ
just
から
gonna
ウ
start
ィン
over
ド
in a
ボム
sec,
で
but
飛
this
ん
is
で、
oh, here we go. So this is
と
Johnny
いうと
getting
ころで、
ready
まあ、
to
クリップ
set
の繰り
up
返しです
with
ね。
this enemy here. He uses sound to encourage them to come over to the right area. And then I feel like every time I would look over and see him do a bullet time bounce, it was so smooth. And he always, it's just like his
ブ
direction
レス
with
オブ
this
ザ
is
ワイルドも、まあ、
perfect. I
最
mean,
近
this is
マスタ
a
ー
great
ソードを
example of
ね、
why he has all
入
the
手しちゃう
records
バ
he
グ
does
が
in this
見
game
つか
now
ったよう
because
で、
he's been,
ま
you
だ
can
ま
tell
だ
he's been
壊
putting
さ
in
れて
the
しまうんでしょ
time
う
and
か。
effort. So he's currently, the game is loading to try to keep up with him as he makes his way over to the Goron City. So it's like basically as close as you're gonna get because you have to go around the
まあ、
mountains a little
最
bit.
後
But
の
it was
砦と
very,
まで
very
言われ
smooth
た
bullet
DS
time
の
run.
大地の
So
汽笛まで壊され始め
great
たという
job with
話
him.
も
He
出てい
was
ますので、今年も
I
ね、
wouldn't
ゼル
I don't
ダ
think he was
大
like
変なことになるんじゃ
super
ないで
close
し
to
ょ
the
うか。
record, but it was like a very, very, very solid marathon
次の、
run. It was really good.
Yeah,
金曜
and
日
that's
に
a
は、
hard trick. Like when you see people
7
run
月
that game, you see
16
them
日で
doing
したよね、
that
ス
to
カオ
try those
HD が
over
出
and
るの
over
って。
again, to try to get the perfect angle or the right amount of height. So that's very, very impressive. So my first clip is actually from Black Mesa. And, talking about momentum, this
で
game is all
ブラ
about,
ックメイさんですか。
finding that momentum, keeping that momentum. He's going to skip a mini boss
なんか
here
すごい
with
加速して
like
飛んでますけ
massive
ど、
amounts of speed and gets it on the
崖
very
を走っ
first
てるんですか、こ
try,
れ。
running around the canyon here and jumping back into the loading zone. And so, I mean, this is a game where you have to be on top
少
of
し見てな
things.
かった
Like
ゲームな
the
ので、
speed is
なんか目
intense,
の前
and
で
so the fact that
繰り
he
広げら
even
れる
nailed
高
a
速移動
very
にすごいび
difficult
っくりし
trick
てるんですけ
on the
ど、
very first try is extremely impressive.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Any of this kind of movement is always really impressive to see. But Feasel, I know you had something you wanted to talk about.
All right, yes, I do. All right, my
お、
next
ロッ
clip that
ク
I
マン
want
ワー
to
ルド
mention,
2です
we had
ね。
two Game Boy. We had a race today, and here on the left we see KLM having an amazing run. This is the final stage, and here's a series of 3 zips, frame perfect tricks, 3 frame perfect tricks in a row here. The potential to soft
クイン
lock
ト
the
があっという
game,
間に処理され
but
てますが、
KLM nails it and just has, I think, really a fantastic run for a marathon. I mean, let alone just a race here. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
So take a
I
look at this.
左
absolutely
のスクロー
agree.
ルバー。
Yeah, I know that I feel like races is something that you like to talk about and you like to
Yeah,
focus on a lot,
that's my
Feasel.
favorite thing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I always like to see. I mean, I like to see everyone have a great race, but I really love it when people like get to the end and they have the lead, and it's like, well, I could try this risky trick and maybe blow it. I don't have to do this trick, but I'm going to. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just great to see that in a marathon race.
Right, exactly. I mean, we just had the Fire Emblem run and they were super close. It was a very close race. So, I mean, there's been a lot of really great races all week. Now, I'm going to take it into actually something that was late last night. It was a little bit of a I want to be the knight in shining armor. This is Keizo Stairs'
こ
second
れはあ
run
れです
of
ね、
the
Why
night
You Wanna
run.
Be
And
の、
it was
なん
opened
か
by
ね、
making the
いろいろ
same
見覚
noise
えのあ
as
るキャラク
the
ターですと
racing
か、
pitch.
聞
And I
き
thought
覚
it
え
was
のある
really funny.
BGM が
But this is just some
ありま
really,
した
really
けれ
well
ども、
done platforming here.
で、
There's a
この
lot of
方ね、
like
レーシング
like
ピッチでも走られてましたけれ
using
ども、
and taking advantage of the items you get and then doing like new runs, but if you like hold the right key you can kind of like save those upgrades. So just starting back from that intro screen, they were able to um just move forward into new sections of the game that you weren't expecting. So this is just like clean movement, good platforming, like solid skill happening right here.
ね
Yeah, I
あ
caught
れ、
this one. I thought this was
多
a
分
really
微妙
fun
に
run.
周
I
波
didn't
数
know
を
anything
切り
about it
替え
going
て、
in, but it was
まあ、
it
ス
was
ピー
really
ドとかを
enjoyable to
調整し
watch
たん
and
だ
then
ろうなって、もう
just
す
you know
ごい
have
で
a
すよ
really
ね、
great
あの
game.
ゲーム。
Yeah, just goes to show that being skilled at making car noises is helpful for more than just speedrunning. So, I
Right.
mean, it can be used in so
そう
many
ですね、
areas of
木
your
曜日
life.
のユニークなレース
All
ゲー
right,
ム
my
の
next
主体
clip
も
is from
アーカイブ
Timeline.
ができてい
This
るよ
was
う
a
ですの
very
で、
silly
まあ、
game
ぜ
from
ひ皆さん
earlier
ご覧になってく
today.
ださい。
Basically, what he's doing here is he's doing
なん
a
か、クイ
save
ック
and
セーブと
load
ロードを繰り
hover.
返して何をやってるんで
And
すかね、これ。
so if he is going to try it again here because he didn't quite hit it fast enough, but you can
あ、
see by
飛
saving
ぶ。
and loading, he just
ふ
basically
わーっ
flies up the
と、
side of the castle. And then just a couple seconds
セ
later,
ーブ
he
ロー
finds
ドを繰り
another
返し
use
浮遊感を
for
与えていく。
saving. He's going to show an example where he doesn't save, he gets captured by the guards. But apparently, if he just saves fast enough, the guards don't even know he's there.
セーブをし
So
ながら警備をくぐっていく。
throughout this run, finding new and creative uses for the
Sure.
save and quick load is always a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, I think I missed that one, but I definitely need to go back and catch that.
Yeah, I
That's
love
There was
that.
a
amazing.
couple really good clips from that one. It was actually
Yeah.
hard to choose. So yeah, it was a good run.
Yeah, great choice. What about you, Fiesel?
Okay, my next clip that I want to talk about here. This is from Halo 2. So today we had a
ロ
run of
2
Halo
です
2,
ね、
and
今度は。
Monopoly had a bit of a magic trick to show off. So what you can do, it's a little hard to see here, but what's going on is you can turn yourself into a phantom. So the game tries to respawn
こ
you
れ
as a
は
Spartan, which actually responds
なん
you as a
か、
phantom.
右
Your
側が
phantom
なん
is
か悪
totally
いことをしてい
invincible,
るようで
which
すが、
allows you to survive in the out of bounds void, and then move right on into the tunnels, which skips a section of the game. So you can basically check out this run for all kinds of tricks like this. I mean, this was a real trick-filled run. Great explanations from the runner as well, which I think always makes a game like this much more fun to watch.
なんか
Yeah,
対
the whole
戦プレイをす
co-op
るとなん
element
か
of that
壁が抜けられる
run
とか
was
そういうことな
like
んでしょうかね。
confusing but amazing
Right.
all at
Yeah.
the same time. Like
Yeah.
I watched it, I still don't understand what was going on, but I was still like mind blown by everything that he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Plus, just super thrilled to know that it was one of the bonus games that was included,
Mhm.
because we got to see such good skill and like great commentary. Speaking of incentives and bonus games, we are over 16,000 so far
Hey.
for the Bishibashi upgrade to 100%, and that's next, you all. So we have a few more
まあ、
clips
一
to
人
go
で、
over and
まあ、
things to talk
2P やっ
about.
て、まあ、悪
So
用する
it
っていう
gives
と、まあ、
you a
ドン
little
キーコング
time now
64 と
to
かもありますけ
get
ど、
that Bishibashi
今の
all
はなんか
levels,
すごい
all
凶悪
stages
な
up
感
to
じでしたね。
100%. I think you do. I think we all want to see that.
We
I
all
definitely
do.
There
We
is
all
still
need to
time.
see that.
get those donations in. You can win some really amazing prizes, and I'm gonna keep track of the tracker for the rest of this segment, just so you all know. So let's make it happen, okay? Oh, also, I'll go into the next clip. Actually,
ま
I
た他に
also
振り
spoke with
返りは、
Ajiken
あ、あり
today,
ましたね、こ
who
れ。
did the Dance Rush, which is surprisingly hard to say, Stardom showcase, and this
こ
was
れは、
so much
ダ
fun.
ンスラ
I
ッシュ。
don't know. I mean, there are a lot of people with some really, really amazing
後ろ
energy
のギャラリーも
this
楽しそうで
week,
すね。
but man, did he bring the energy. He brought the energy, the hype, even had the crowd. Everything about this was so much fun, so fun to watch. You can see his dance background come into play here. This is some of his more complicated footwork. Just see him kind of like shuffling back and forth. I thought it was wild. Like, this is so much fun.
Yeah, there were two things that really
これ
impressed
1
me
時
about
間
this.
ず
One
っ
of
とやっ
them
てた
is
ってことで
he's
すか
playing a
ね。
dance video game,
ESC
but
1
he
時間っ
looks
てなって
really
るんで。
cool and like he's actually dancing, which
Right.
I do
Um,
not. Like you catch me playing DDR, that's not gonna happen.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then
right.
the other thing is at the during
あ、ゲーセンでやられてると。
the segment, he had like a bunch of people come and dance with it. Like there was this section where like a community dance was
Oh,
happening,
great.
which you guys have to see. It was like the
Yeah.
most wholesome thing that
So
I think
fun.
I've seen all day. So yeah,
時々
a
掃除。
couple things to look for if you go back and catch that run.
I agree. Wholesome is like the perfect word to use for
こ
that. Like,
れ
that's
の
not all
勢い
we
でい
have
くと、
today.
マイマイも
What's
映るんです
what's
か
up next?
ね。
So next is
あ、来
My
た。
My, going
Oh, okay.
going
これ。
back to the rhythm
Yep.
game
Metroid.
section. This was so impressive. I mean, it's you got to go back and listen to the sound because it's just like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Like he is hitting those buttons like faster than your eye can even track his hands. And the impressive thing is like he was getting like full combos, you know,
ね、
triple
奏
S,
者さんの
like
名前のと
you
ころの
know,
S が増えてい
100
くのもね、
and
ちょっと非常
some
に細か
percent.
い
Like he
ところ
wasn't
ですが、
only
面白かったです
completing these
ね。
levels, but he's like
動
doing
き
it
が、
at like a high skill level where he's actually getting a great score as well. It's just mind blowing to watch this happen. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I love these games with the physical component, the athleticism that it takes. I mean, even if it's just moving your hands, try holding your
あ
hands
と
up for
は
like just
金
5
曜日
minutes
分
and
で
not
言う
even
と、
move it. I mean, still,
先ほどの
that's
ファイアーエ
tricky.
ンブレム
Imagine
風化
just
雪
like
月
having to
ぐらいです
to
ね。
flail around and do all
な
that
の
for
で、
for
も
the
うぼち
duration
ぼ
of the
ち
run.
デ
I
イリ
mean,
ーギ
you
ャッ
got
プ
to
も
have
終わ
some
りで
pretty
し
good
ょう
body
か。
strength.
Yeah. Even just
Exactly.
looking
And
at it, you're like, your brain just stops functioning for a while.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
learning to read at that speed for sure.
yeah, I know mine does. And you notice he's wearing gloves, and that's just because, it can be even hard on your
Right.
hands. So it definitely
Yeah.
has, like you said, Fiesel, that
まあ
physical
マイマイ
element
に
that
関
a
しては
lot of other
RTA
games
では
don't
なくて、
necessarily
エ
have.
キシビジョンというか、ショーケース
Right.
的な感じです
Yeah. All
ね。
right, Fiesel, what else do you have to show us this evening?
Okay. Well, speaking of physical element here, well, we have Half-Life Opposing Force. So
お、
this game, there's so many ways
こ
to
れも
go
またなんか
fast.
すごい
We
飛び
were
まくっ
talking
てま
about
すが、
earlier about it's all about trying to get the speed. I had a hard time deciding which object boost I wanted to show you all. So here's one with a chair. So basically, you can use
だからもう
each
すごいブレ
object's
なが
to
ら、
boost and gain
す
speed. In
ご
this
い
case,
勢い
we're
で
using
加
the
速してい
chair
く。
to boost our way. Wait, is this the wrong clip? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the
ああ、
chair.
ああ、
And chair's on the other side of the wall. But you know what? Never mind. We're going to shoot right up the elevator. Boom. So I don't even know how that works. You put the chair on the other side of the wall, and suddenly you're up at the top of the elevator. But yeah, basically you can skip to any place in this run, and you're going to find some trick like that, either gaining a lot of speed or skipping a trigger. I mean, it's the entire run. I don't know how this game even holds together.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of moments in it where you're looking around and you're like, okay, I don't even know what just happened.
Right.
Which is it's very similar to my last clip that I want to
ビシ
share,
バチ
which
も
was the
1万
Sonic Force
6000ドル
task.
まで来てます
Now
が、
this
どうなるか。
it's always fun to watch
お、
any
ソニッ
task
ク。
run, task block that's included in a GDQ because a lot of it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? So this is just a really fun example of, oh, we're gonna fight Team Rose. Oh, okay, we're done fighting Team Rose.
Yeah.
The moments that happen
ん
in this, like the launches,
い
or
つの
like
間にかミッション
even
が
on
終わ
the
った。
GDQ Twitter, that was like a great clip earlier that you can also watch of just Tails like, leave it to me, leave it to me, like over and
何
over.
が起きたのかさっぱりですね。
It's just the things that you can't do in RTA that you can do in tasks is just incredible. So being able to watch that in any task block is always super fun and super worthwhile.
Yeah, they say blink and you miss it. Well, literally, that's that clip because I think the whole
そういえ
boss
ば
fight
今回
takes
タ
less
スボ
than
ッ
a
ト
second.
枠
Like
と
it's
かが
over
なかったような気がしますね。
seriously that you can't even track unless it's like, oh, what is even going on here?
Exactly. So before we let you all go, just a reminder again, Pishibashi, upgrade to 100%. Let's get it. We should push for that 1.5 mil. What do you two think about that? I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
やっ
Let's
ぱり
do it.
GTQ とか毎度
I was
ね、ファ
going
ミ
for
コンロボット使ったタスボッ
99%
ト枠とかが
Bishibashi,
あり
but
ました
now
け
I
ど、
think you
まあ
talked me
一応
into
今のは、まあ
100%.
タスですけ
I
ど、
think
タ
we'll
ス
go
ボ
with
ッ
it.
トではな
Yeah,
いような
100%.
感
Let's
じ
do
で
it.
すね。
Yeah, I agree. Checking the tracker. So far, we are at over $16,500 out of that 20,000. Only a couple thousand away. I know we can do it.
さあ、ビシバシ
So
の
speaking of Bishibashi and
寄
things
付
coming
も
up
じ
next,
わ
what
じ
are
わと
you
増え
two
てきて
looking
はいる
forward to
よう
tomorrow?
で
What
す
about you,
が、
Fiesel?
Oh, me, I'd say easily, hands down, it's going to be the Super Metroid 100% race. 100%, all the items in the game, Oats and Goats, Behemoth, and Shiny
ね、タ
Zenny.
スボットクにね、ちょっと
I mean,
寂し
really,
い
it
で
could
す
be
ね。なん
anyone's
か
game here because these are
名物
all,
的な
three of
感
the
じもあった
best
気がする
runners,
の
three
で、
of the best runners for this game. And this category is really one of my favorites just because you get to see everything, and there's just so much opportunity to gain time or lose time. And, it's a race. So even though it's 100%, maybe someone could die. There's always that risk. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's
You never
fair.
know what's going to happen.
And again, I'm telling you, Fiesel, you and races, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand
it's my favorite
the
thing.
hype, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get the hype. Yeah, it should be an awesome race. What about you, YKB?
well, I think this should be no surprise to anyone who knows me, but Quackshot is back in the marathon tomorrow morning, and I am so excited. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Genesis games, and this game in particular, it's beautiful, it's got great music, it's got great movement, and I mean, I'm just really looking forward to seeing this run again. And there's like tons of new tech since I ran this game almost 5 years ago. I think it was 5 years ago actually. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out. But there's actually a couple Genesis games in a little block in the morning, so a
That
lot
whole
to look
block.
forward to.
Yeah, there's a block of platformers throughout the morning, but they all look good. Actually, you could have
Yep.
picked anything in there, and I would have agreed with you.
I agree. I agree. So if you're up super late or you wake up
ぼち
early,
ぼち終
definitely
わ
try
り
to
です
catch
か
some of
ね。
those games. Now, I know this is something that I'm sure you all are aware of where, it's kind of in prime time, but you can't not mention something about the Mario 64 70-star blindfolded run because we've got to see like like a
で、
taste of
1
that.
万
Having AGDQ
6700ドル
did the 16-star,
どうかな。
knowing that that's going to be expanded into 70 stars.
ちょっ
70
と
stars
厳しいか、
in how much, an hour
3000
and
ド
a
ル
half,
ポン
I
と
think.
出してくれる人がいれば
Yeah, that's gonna be
いける
so
そうです
wild
か。
because
なん
like
か
an hour
じ
and a
わ
half
じわ
is
と増えてはいます
basically
が、
what 120 star is without a blindfold. So it's like a little more than half of that with blindfold. I don't know. I just think it's gonna be amazing. Bubsy is going to just make all of her brains explode, but not really. You're gonna be fine.
Well, it's so interesting how the blindfolded community has just like grown and grown in what they're able to do. And even in a marathon setting, I mean, it's one thing to do it at home on your stream, maybe in a like
あ
segmented
と3000ド
setting,
ル。
but to have that pressure of being like, okay, now you're in a marathon and you need to have your backup strats. You
そう
need
です
to
よ
know
ね。野
what's
生のア
going
リアス
on.
大
I
統領
mean,
がね、3000 ドル
it's
ポンと
gonna
出してくれれ
be
ば、
interesting one way or
あっ
the
という間
other,
に
but
達成なんですけ
I'm
れども。
gonna absolutely nail it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, this has been awesome. I've loved talking with you all. I will say, I just want to be upfront with you all, everyone, is that the interview team, we love each other, and it's so fun to be able to do these daily recaps and hang out with each other and let you all know the things that we thought were amazing. And just remind you all that all the runs were amazing. You can watch them on YouTube. They get uploaded very quickly. It does not take a long time. So feel free to please go back and watch all of these amazing runs because all the runners deserve credit. They've all done an amazing job this week. I can't wait for the runs tomorrow. It's going to be a fantastic final day. There's more runs that we haven't talked
あ
about
と
for the week that
2500
coming
ド
in
ル。
tomorrow that are also worth a shout out. There's just so much. So
で
please
すね、こう
continue
い
to
う寄付
support.
系っ
Let's get
て
that
ね、
1.5
突然
goal
高額
and
が
keep
飛んで
going
きた
from
りと
there.
か、
And let's see if
最
we
後
can
方
get
で
that
急
50
加
bucks
速
and
することもある
100%.
ので、
I
本
know
当
we
にね、
only have
油
a
断
couple
がなら
minutes.
ないです
Oh, we are
ね。
over 17,000. Wow. Okay, we went up like
名
we
前
went
の
up
投
like
票
almost
も、まあ、デッ
$1,000 in
ド
the
ヒート
last
が起き
couple
た
of
りし
minutes.
ます
So
し、
you only have like
スーパーメトロイ
25,
ド
just over
は
2,500
明
left.
日で
So
す。
definitely
あ、
get
終わっ
those
た。
donations in for that. Win some
まあね、スーパー
amazing
メトロイド
prizes
の、
and
まあ、師
thanks
匠
for
を
speaking with
生
us
かすか
or
殺すか
thanks
とい
for
う名
hanging
物
out
もあ
while
り
we
ます
spoke
し、
tonight. I think I'm just
ね、ま
really
あ、その
excited
名
to
前
see
だ
what
と
you
大
all let
体
us know
本
in the
句に
chat.
すご
We
い入っ
really
てたりとか、いろいろありますけれども。
I can't
し
blame
かし、
you.
今
I'm
回ちょっとリキャ
excited
ップが
too.
長めな気
I
がし
have
ます
faith
ね。
in Twitch chat that they can make this
あ
happen.
寄付
We
が
don't need
結構
99%.
い
We
い
need
感じで伸びてきてませ
100%.
んかね。
We're
あ
gonna
と
see
2000
it.
ドル。
So we believe in you, Twitch chat. Do your thing. Fiesel, any
あ
closing
あ、な
words?
るほど。
Yeah, I gotta
自
say
宅
tomorrow
稼
I think
ぎ。
is going to be the strongest day of the marathon in my
Yeah,
opinion here. I don't know that I'm going to want to sleep at all given what's coming up next.
I agree.
Because
I agree. I'm like
でも
Drew with
200
you.
ドルとかね、そういう感じで
Yeah,
結構ポンと
I
来た
know.
り
I'm
するんですけど。
That's
All
all
right,
right.
so you may see a couple of us tomorrow for a little bit. Otherwise, it's been an absolute pleasure to spend time with you all this week. Thank you so much for joining the interview team here. We'll see you all next time, or maybe tomorrow. And please enjoy the rest of the marathon. Get Fishy Boss to
そうです
100%.
ね。
Let's
デ
hit
イリー
those
リキャッ
numbers.
プとしては
So
この枠
excited.
が
And thank
最
you
後
all
に
so
な
much.
るみたいで
Have
す
a
ね。
great
明
stream.
日、日本時間の明日は、ないみたいですね。お、切り替わりました。はい。ここまでデイリーリキャップでした。ちょっと次の、ゲームの準備があるので、一旦失礼いたします。